Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 140 based on novel. So let's start. Death God Bolan was the most unbelievable absolute genius of this genius battle between the 1008 universe countries. Even when compared to the earlier competitions from before, it had been a very long time since such a perverted existence like that had appeared. From the gathered data, this Death God Bolan had once created over 100 mirror images. That's just unbelievable. Luo Feng looked at the distant white-clothed youth carrying the blood-red long blade on his back. He was very clear within that he wasn't a match at all for this genius that had long been regarded as the undisputed number one this time. According to the 10,000 thread levels, the third level was the 100 thread. The fourth level was the 10,000 thread. That was already the highest level of the 10,000 thread technique. The legendary teleportation was after all just a myth. And this Bolan's revealed strength so far has indicated that he was obviously close to the fourth level. To be considered as such an anomaly in just the star level, looking at the previous number ones of the 10 earlier competitions, they all seemed to be stronger than Savage Rome June. However, none had reached such a level before. Death God Bolan, he was invincible. Even sector lords. It was very hard to comprehend the space origin laws. To be able to reach the fourth level of 10,000 threads, that only happened with one amongst the 10,000. If it was one amongst 10,000 for even sector lords, one could imagine for a star-level punk, just how scary that was. It was no wonder that even before the genius battles had yet to begin, many Undying had already concluded that the number one undisputed winner of the competition would be this white-clothed youth. How did he train? Just how did he train? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. I rely on the Mosha clan to train, and I've only broken through to one thread, still very far from the 9 threads. After all the space origin laws, that's one of the 2 hardest laws to comprehend, next to time, big brother. An elegant green-haired beautiful girl with her long hair curled up, her face covered with green engravings said, "That's Death God Bolan?" "That's the one," teacher said, "the only one we have no chance of defeating, right?" Beside her was another youth with similar green hair and engravings on his face. He was nodding, while staring hard at the distant white-clothed youth. That's him. A star level who's reached such abnormal levels of comprehension with the space origin laws. Even in the recent million years of genius competitions number ones, there hasn't been anyone like him before. However, Qian Shui. The youth lowered his head to look at the lady beside him. Even though we aren't any match against Death God Bolan, there's still second and third place. We siblings must grab them. Qian Shui understands. The lady nodded. This pair of siblings had terrifying reputations within this genius competition. They were from the mysterious place Augustus Planet. Within the vast universe, there were a few planets that were very mysterious, or had huge reputations. Like the Manka Planet, Augustus Planet, Muzu Planet, and so on. These planets all had undisputable power that made people's hearts tremble. They could very easily send out a group of Undyings. These planets could completely name themselves a universe country's core. Like the Manka Planet was one of the 2 cores of the barbarian universe country. Within the center of the plaza, 100,000 geniuses couldn't help but look at the white-clothed youth, causing him to crease his eyebrows and enter a restaurant. That's Death God Bolan. I really don't know how he trains. No matter how powerful the bloodline, he shouldn't be that abnormal. I suspect he isn't even human. Discussions were rampant in the plaza among the gathered 100,000 geniuses in the plaza, along with the beings in restaurant number 1. As time passed, the leaders of the 1008 universe countries of geniuses, the Great Undyings, all arrived here at restaurant number 1. Be it in the first level or the second level, they were all chatting casually. This youth called Bolan, although he is only a star level, his comprehension of the space origin laws is that strong. Who knows, in 100 eras, he might become a space knight. Space knight. That's too much to become a space knight. That's still a long ways to go. Many Undyings have trained for trillions of years and still have been unable to become space knights. He's still far off. Becoming a space knight is not that easy to achieve. Hard. Even his physical body passing through space and teleporting is still far from it. Much less becoming a space knight. That's excessive flattery. In our 1008 universe countries, how long has it been since we've had a new knight? That youth may be an exceptional rare genius from many generations of competitions. However, in terms of geniuses, if you had said he'd become like us as Undyings, I'd agree. However, to become a space knight, that's simply too space knight. These 2 words had aroused the objections of a large group of the Undyings, as all of them were rejecting the idea. What are you discussing? It's so noisy. A bright voice resounded throughout the entire restaurant number 1's first and second floors. Immediately all the Undyings turned to look. At the entrance was a man dressed in a very simple green robe. He had a gently smile and his eyes contained a friendly gaze. His head was covered in purple scales. Although his entire being was standing there, it almost seemed like he didn't exist, almost as though he was in a different time and space from the other Undyings. Rumble. All the Undyings on the first level immediately stood up, including that scale-armored giant 13, they all bowed respectfully, Sir Knight. The 100 or so Undyings bowed, this time, for our virtual universe company's organized genius competition. All your great universe countries have supported us. I represent the virtual universe company and express our thanks. The green-robed purple-scaled man smiled. That's what we ought to do. The first and second floor Undyings all resounded. The green-robed purple-scaled man smiled and nodded. Continue your discussions, in a bit, I will gather all the youths. After which, he turned and left. After he left, the entire first floor of Undyings, including many constantly coming down from the second floor, began their discussions. It's actually Sir Nine Blades. I heard that Sir Nine Blades was recently at the Automaton territory, in one of their universe secret areas. I didn't expect him to host this genius competition. Speaking of which, about 100,000 eras before, when Sir Nine Blades was still at the star level, he took part in the genius battle too. Back then, he was the number one of that time, during which he had shook the entire competition. His reputation and show back then doesn't seem any less than this youth Bolan. So what if one has good talent? Just the path to become an Undying alone is a very bumpy road, and large amounts of sector lords fall right at the final doorway. That Bolan has to go through a lot on the bumpy road to becoming Undying, much less the 10,000 times or million times harder path of a space knight. The group of Undying sighed. These were all Undyings from the many universe countries with high amounts of power and authority. All of them were important and authoritative people directly under their country leaders. They could easily destroy a few planets or stars with a flip of their hand. However, if they could become a knight of any path, that would be one with the ability to own a few starfields and create a universe country already. A space knight, with a wave of his hand, could turn the flow of stars and change the space altogether. A planet in front of them was akin to a glass marble. At evening, sipping drinks in one of the restaurants in the plaza, Luo Feng suddenly heard a voice invade his consciousness. Participants from the 1008 universe countries, please gather at the center plaza. Unconsciously, Luo Feng stood straight up. It wasn't just him, all the geniuses in the restaurant stood up too. 1,008,000 geniuses, be it flying from the sky or from the skyscrapers, all flew out, some even flying from the edges of the plaza, all gathering in the center. Over 1 million geniuses were gathered there. At this time, with 1,008,000 geniuses there forming a large square formation, stood in the center of the plaza. After which, they all awoke. What happened? Luo Feng awoke. What's going on? Why am I here? I was just within the house. The entire square formation of over 1 million geniuses had woken suddenly. Even that death god Bolan too had the same shocked expression. At this time, above the square formation, 1008 Undyings stood there. These Undyings naturally released their auras and pressure. With the pressure of over 1,000 Undyings, these caused the over 1 million geniuses to immediately go silent, not one daring to even make a sound. Welcome to all participants in our virtual universe company's pinnacle genius competition. A gentle voice resounded within every ear. Everyone turned over to look, and were completely shocked. The originally empty space in front suddenly had a green armored purple-scaled man appear. He was all smiles, however standing in mid-air, he seemed like an ancient god. The aura he naturally emitted made the over 1 million geniuses submit unconsciously. Also, even though they could see him there with their eyes, all the geniuses felt as though this great being himself was almost like in a different space altogether. That time and space disorderly feeling made them feel extremely uncomfortable. 1008 universe countries, 1,000 from each, a total of over 1 million geniuses. The green-robed man stood in mid-air, surveying the over 1 million geniuses below. His voice was gentle. Our virtual universe company is going to pick the 1,000 strongest from you all and absorb them into the core of our virtual universe company. The 1 million of you will contest for 1,000 slots. The rules are as below. Tomorrow, all of you will separately enter a training space. Our virtual universe company has prepared over 1 million training spaces, one for each of you. There's a total of 7 towers within the training space. Every tower has 7 levels. From the first tower you will begin your battle. After finishing the first tower and all of its 7 levels, then you can enter the second tower. If you die at any point, you will be kicked out of the training space. According to your training space results, we'll calculate the points. The top rankers in points from rank 1, 100 will immediately be absorbed into the virtual universe company's core members, acquiring 100 slots from rank 101 to rank 7,300. These 7,200 people will engage in arena duels and fight for the remaining 900 slots. As for those 7,300 and behind, they'll be eliminated. The green-robed man's words caused the over 1 million geniuses to be stunned. There were a total of 1,008,000 people this time, meaning that just from this training space, over 1 million were going to be eliminated. That mysterious being that represented the virtual universe company left straight after that simple announcement. Even though Luofeng and the others were still curious, they could only return to skyscraper 0825 to rest. Daybreak of the next day, everyone please get ready, we'll begin the group teleportation soon, which will send all the participants into their respective training spaces. A clear voice resounded within the entire space where the skyscrapers were. The geniuses within the 1008 skyscrapers were up much earlier, awaiting the beginning of the elimination. First the elimination and later the duels. However, in terms of brutality of the round, it was obvious that the training space round made their hearts tremble. All the best, work hard. Within the large hall of the skyscraper 0825, the geniuses from the Ganwu universe country wished each other, it was too brutal. This first wave of elimination alone eliminated over 1 million people. Of the 1,000 geniuses in this hall, less than a count of 10 fingers worth of people may be left. Madman, good luck, Windmill, all the best. Luofeng and the green-haired youth Windmill encouraged each other. Suddenly, rumble. A formless peculiar energy descended on the space, causing the 1,008,000 geniuses within to immediately be teleported. As for the undying still in that space, along with the waiters and staff etc., they weren't affected at all. There was a large meteorite that was close to 100 kilometers in size, rectangular-shaped, floating in mid-space. Luofeng appeared on the meteorite. As he looked around, there were distant little stars around him. And not too far from himself, ordinary planets without any life could be seen. He couldn't help but exclaim. The virtual universe created more than 1 million training spaces, just this one alone is so realistic. This meteorite which was floating in the universe had 7 towers. Every tower was high like a mountain, at least 10 kilometers tall and several cubic meters in area. The 7 towers were spread out in different locations on this huge meteorite. Luofeng lowered his gaze to look at his wrist. On it was a screen, just like during the elimination back in the Ganwu Universe Country selection. Participant, Luofeng, Ganwu Universe Country, points, 0 rank, none training space location, number 027938. There were a total of 7 towers in a training space and each one of these towers had 7 levels. The first training tower, every level alone had a maximum score of 10,000 points. If one completed all 7 levels, they could at most acquire 70,000 points. The second tower, every level's maximum score was 100,000 points. Completing all 7 levels would gain one a maximum of 700,000 points. The fourth tower, every level's maximum score was 10 million. Completing all would give one 70 million points. The seventh tower, every level's maximum score was 100 trillion points. After completing all 7 levels, one would acquire 700 trillion points. The moment one dies, the training ends. There were 2 ways to get past every level. One of them was to kill all the targets within that level, acquiring all the points possible and being transported immediately to the next. The second way was, instead of killing all targets, if one still survived without dying after 10 days, he would be immediately transported to the next level and continue on. When all of the participants have died, the training ends. The final ranking will be determined then. Below shows the ranking. Madness. Luofeng looked at the screen, shaking his head. When everyone dies, the training ends? What does this mean? Does it mean that there is a possibility that no one can actually make it past the 7th tower? Obviously, the difficulty of the towers were extremely high. The virtual universe company had confidence in killing off every one of the participants. This is pretty similar to the elimination stage of the Ganwu universe country. However, that time it was just within that one world, and it was just a part of the Ganwu universe country's selection and ranking within that one world. And this time, it's actually the pinnacle geniuses from the 1008 universe countries all gathered. The strong are numerous as the clouds, and ranking below 7,300, one would immediately be eliminated. Luofeng creased his eyebrows and pondered. Obviously. The first tower was meant to be easier, and it got gradually harder towards the end. This states that there are 2 ways to get past every level. One is to kill all the targets and the other is to survive for 10 days. Then he'll be automatically transported. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Doesn't this mean, in every level, I can stay for as long as 10 days? Each training tower has 7 levels, then, just in one tower I can stay for as long as 70 days. Luo Feng couldn't help but reveal an expression of excitement. That's great, this way the 5 towers will give me 1 year's worth of time. What did he lack the most currently? Time. The golden horned beast just broke through to the universe level. Its natural talents had just begun to flourish, comprehending the domain and studying the gold origin laws. And the Mosha clan body had just been born last year October. Its training till now hadn't even reached a year. If he had 1 more year of time, he would definitely be even stronger, right? This is it. Luo Feng made the decision. I won't rush forward anxiously at the start. I'll let the Mosha clan body in reality work and train hard, maximizing my growth as much as possible. The stronger I get, then I definitely be able to go further in this training space. Till then, maybe my ranking will be extremely low at first. However, there's no rush. The more important thing is the final rank. I'll shock everybody with a single brilliant move. Luo Feng laughed. Rumble. He became a beam of light and flew towards that first tower. That tower that was at least 10 kilometers tall with an engraving, 1, on its entrance. This was the first tower. Luo Feng prepared his spirit weapons and armor etc., and entered. The moment he entered, the words on Luo Feng's screen moved. First tower, first level, 10,000 ferocious beasts, hairy blood mammoths. Killing 1 beast would get 1 point, while killing all would give 10,000 points and teleporting him straight to level 2. If 1 didn't kill them all and survives for 10 days, he'll be transported immediately to level 2 as well. Death will mean the end of training. At the side of the screen, there was even a countdown timer. Obviously the moment the 10 days were up he would be transported, just like what I thought. Luo Feng smiled. Then let's begin. In reality. Solar System, Mars. A golden horned beast at least 10 m long let out an excited cry. Roar, after which images of the golden horned beast appeared about, continuing to study the absolute space. As a being favored by space itself, the Mosha clan clone was studying a space technique with total enjoyment. That feeling was wonderful. Virtual universe. Within that plaza stood the 1008 Undyings, casually spread out. The training space elimination wasn't broadcast publicly in the entire universe. The only thing broadcasted were the rankings. And only the final duels would be broadcasted publicly. However, the Undyings from the many universe countries had special privileges. They could watch the stream of every participant. This Bolan, indeed he's vicious. The moment he started, he has been ranked number 1, so fast. This Bolan's score is rising at such a shocking speed. It far exceeds the number 2 ranker, 13. Your Ganwu universe country's Rong Jun is not bad too. Right now he's ranked 12. The 1008 Undyings could easily watch the rank table and the situation of each participant. Right now they represented each universe country. And so, naturally they'd wish for their own geniuses to be more outstanding, that way they'd gain more respect. To these eternal beings, face and respect was extremely important. Still okay. The scaled armor giant nodded slightly, sitting in an enormous chair, watching the screen. Rong Jun. He directly opened the stream of Rong Jun's situation. All that could be seen was the wild barefooted youth, with peculiar movement, extremely quick, wielding a battle blade and slashing at the winged, 3-eyed hairy lion-like creatures, ferocious beast chimera. The scale-armored giant couldn't help but reveal a smile on his face, his eyebrows creased, his anger showing. This Luo Feng, he actually didn't notice that the rankings had Luo Feng's name. From his expectations, this Luo Feng should at least be able to make it to the top 10,000, following which he opened his own name list of the Ganwu universe country and saw Luo Feng's name. Luo Feng, Ganwu universe country, rank, 1,006,891. This made the giant's eyes rage, his anger revealing itself. What's this idiot doing? The scale-armored giant opened Luo Feng's stream. Looking at it he creased his eyebrows. He's not even working hard. This punk is using the training space to train? Exactly. However, the golden horned beast and the Mosha clan clone were both engaged in training. Even if Luo Feng's earth body didn't train and just constantly absorbed the comprehension from those two bodies, using it in battle, he would constantly grow even more. First tower, first level, second level. In each level, he stayed for a full 10 days. He waited till the last moment to go kill all the targets. Obviously amongst the over 1 million geniuses, it wasn't just Luo Feng doing this. Many others had used the same strategy during the easier earlier levels to squeeze out more time to strengthen themselves. Hence this resulted in Luo Feng not being the last. However, he was still almost the last, amongst the bottom 1,000 or 2,000. 60 days later. Rumble. Luo Feng reached the 7th level of the first tower, the 6th level before. What was in it was actually the space beast Kang. Luo Feng couldn't help but exclaim as he thought about the previous level. Simultaneously he looked at the screen on his wrist. First tower 7th level, Bug Clan Mother Nest. Killing the Mother Nest would give 10,000 points, immediately transporting to the second tower's first level. Bug Clan Mother Nest. In reality, even the weakest Mother Nest was still comparable to a Sector Lord, sometimes even comparable to many Undyings. This training space's Mother Nest was lowered in power to fit the participant's level. Suggestion: kill the Mother Nest as early as possible. The later it gets, the Mother Nest will produce more and more Bug Clans, and stronger ones at that. Rumble. The 7th level space immediately transformed into a vast desert. Within the center of the desert there was a patch of green, and there lay a huge round ball, with a diameter of about 60 m. The round ball had dents in it, simultaneously emitting some poison. Even its body itself was covered in poisonous liquid. Bug Clan Mother Nest? Luo Feng stared. Earth, Earth. Shenlong Jiao. Luo Feng thought of the 3 great dangers of Earth. In Shenlong Jiao there was a terrifying mysterious ball there. Even Barbata had forbidden him from touching that thing, so that's the Bug Clan Mother Nest. Luo Feng was filled with fear within. Right, fear. Bug Clan, they were one of the pinnacle of races comparable to the human race. They were a very peculiar clan. The population of the Bug Clan, one could say they were shockingly many. However, from a different point of view, they could also be said to be shockingly few. One Bug Clan Mother Nest can produce trillions and trillions of bug soldiers. Their dominating strategy is that of using their numbers to overwhelm others. However, from a different standpoint, these slaughtering bug soldiers have very low intellect, even to the point of no intelligence at all, only physical capabilities. Countless bug soldiers were all completely subservient and obedient to the Mother Nest's command. The Mother Nest could send them to their deaths and none of them would even resist. Hence, within the Bug Clan, only the Mother Nest had the right to be considered a life form with intelligence. With the number of Mother Nests around, the Bug Clan could be said to be extremely few in numbers. And within every Mother Nests, the weakest was comparable to a Sector Lord, while the strongest was comparable to Undyings. One Mother Nest could produce countless bug races, enough to dominate one galaxy, even up to a vast starfield. Mother Nest on Earth. Luo Feng felt a chill within. Barbata, that bastard. In reality, solar system, Mars. A small golden horned beast's body suddenly became energy, swiftly forming a black-clothed Luo Feng. Barbata, what's going on? Luo Feng raged. The golden horned beast was currently at universe level 8, hence he could preserve his consciousness both within reality and the virtual universe. What's more, the natural talent, Void Pagoda, allowed Luo Feng's earth body to be able to gather his focus to do several things with his consciousness. All this while maintaining a basic awareness in the body itself. What? Barbata said unhappily. You can still ask? Let me ask you, that Shenlong Jiao mysterious ball on Earth, what is that? The black-clothed Luo Feng raged. Luo Feng, I told you before, don't be anxious. When it's time for you to know, I'll let you know. Barbata said, that thing is not something the current you can deal with. That's the Bug Clan Mother Nest. Luo Feng roared angrily. The moment it awakens it can produce countless large amounts of bug soldiers. When that happens, countless soldiers will swiftly dominate the entire Milky Way, even spreading throughout the Black Dragon Mountain star field. This is a disaster, disaster. The moment it awakens, Earth will be finished. There was such a big danger. Yet, you actually kept it from me. Luo Feng was a ball of rage. My God. The Mother Nest was on Earth. This was akin to when one went to bed only to know there was a bomb under the bed, one that could explode at any time. Oh, you know? Barbata was shocked. Luo Feng tried hard to suppress his anger. Speak, what do we do now? The Bug Clan, as one of the pinnacle of races comparable to humans in the universe, any one Mother Nest would be considered a great disaster. Hence in the virtual universe network, any information with regards to the Bug Clan Mother Nest was all considered classified, not easily widespread or easy to acquire. However, the terrifying abilities of the Bug Clan, Luo Feng knew long ago. The inherited memories of the Golden Horned Beast, back then just gathering all the memories alone took 16 days. The information contained within these memories was too huge. Luo Feng had only slightly organized it, and not looked at everything. With regards to the Mother Nest, Luo Feng too had only briefly browsed through the basics. The basic introductions didn't have the picture of the Bug Clan Mother Nest. It stated, Bug Clan, the core lies in the Mother Nests. And the mother nests are layers built by the queen. The queen's body is fragile and soft, yet it has a very powerful spirit-reading energy. However, its physical body is weak, hence it builds a strong mother nest, that itself becomes its armor. The queen can produce countless bug soldiers. The nest it builds is specially designed for its body, although its appearance is differed. Luo Feng back then had only briefly organized the inherited memories, looking through only the most basic introductions. At this time he was shocked to discover that there was a bug clan mother nest on Earth. Hence he had to go and look at the information in detail. The introduction of the mother nest only had so few words. However, the detailed introduction had large amounts of pictures and tens of millions of words. The information contained the detailed scariness of the bug clan mother nests, the many types of bug soldiers it could produce, etc., along with large amounts of pictures. This made Luo Feng very clear. On Earth, indeed, there was a mother nest. Don't be angry, don't get anxious. What are you worried about? Do you think I'll harm your Earth? Barbata said, I know you won't, but I still must know. What's the deal with this bug clan mother nest? Luo Feng's consciousness communicated, if you don't explain clearly, I won't be able to relax. Who could? A thing that could at any time destroy Earth and even the entire Milky Way. Who could relax? All right. Barbata said helplessly, I'll tell you, this bug clan mother nest was something your teacher brought back from the battlefield outside the starfield. Teacher? Luo Feng asked more. Let me ask you, within this mother nest, is there a queen? The mother nest was only a nest or lair. The bug clan queen was the true life form. Because the body of the queen was fragile and weak, any warrior could easily destroy its body, plus the difficulty of building a nest itself was very high. Hence the queens of the bug clan couldn't easily dispose of their nests and build others. Yes. There is, and it's still alive. Barbata said. Luo Feng's expression changed. However, you can relax, it poses no threat at all to Earth at the moment. Barbata explained, relax, you can think of it as, in a coma, and it's an eternal coma. As for the details, wait till your soul imprint reaches the level of your teacher, and you'll understand nothing will happen. Luo Feng still felt it was a ticking time bomb. No. Unless an undying with soul abilities even higher than your teacher comes. Barbata smiled. That level of undying, if he wanted to destroy Earth, he could do so with a flip of his hand. He wouldn't waste the effort to keep a living bug clan mother nest. Only then did Luo Feng relax, curiously asking, what did my teacher want to actually do with this mother nest? He even went as far as keeping it alive. The bug clan mother nest's potential energy is very huge. If one could enslave this mother nest just like he does humans, and nurture it well, then your teacher would have a very powerful force with him. Just that endless bug army would be enough to save your teacher's life from that attack before. Barbata exclaimed. Luo Feng nodded. The bug clan mother nest could produce tens of millions of bug soldiers. Once one could truly control a mother nest, that was extremely powerful. Against an endless sea of bugs, even undyings would have problems. If it wasn't that strong, the bug clan wouldn't be considered one of the elite races of the universe. Teacher's ambition was really wild. Luo Feng couldn't help but say. Barbata said helplessly, however, the bug clan mother nest's life form itself is strange. Saying it's a pure life form is not completely right. However, its soul can be distributed into every single bug soldier's mind, and it can control all their thoughts. Your teacher's enslaving soul imprint is unable to control it, and before he could come up with a way to do so, he put it into an eternal sleep, hence he threw it onto Earth. Luo Feng said, well, he can't leave it on the Yunmo planet ship, right? Barbata replied. Luo Feng was speechless. The genius battle elimination was still going on. Over 1 million training spaces, the massacre continued. The powerful bug clan mother nest had its strength lowered to such a level. Luo Feng's golden blades immediately slit open the mother nest. From within flew out a 6 m tall, with an entire body white and translucent crystal-like queen. It had beautiful translucent butterfly wings, its face covered with mist, emitting an unordinary charm. Peculiar and powerful music-like sounds resounded and entered his ears. Indeed, a queen that's proficient in spirit reading. Its charm alone is that powerful. At the same time, a powerful spirit energy pierced into Luo Feng's consciousness. Rumble. The void pagoda stood there, the spirit attack pierced in and dispersed. Days passed one at a time. That beautiful queen thought and tried many ways to attack Luo Feng. With its weak and fragile body, it could only rely on spirit attacks. As for Luo Feng, with his incredibly strong consciousness and willpower, also with the void pagoda training, it was akin to an ant trying to shake a tree. It didn't affect Luo Feng at all. Actually, if one was able to kill all the bug soldiers, usually the queen itself didn't have much resisting ability. The queen was strong, in the sense it could produce endless and many types of bug soldiers. Countdown, 10 days. Luo Feng looked down at the screen on his wrist. Few more minutes and the 10 days would be up. He stepped on the dark cloud shuttle, becoming a beam of light and shooting at the queen hiding in the distance that didn't dare to mess with Luo Feng. That seemingly weak and fragile poor queen, its dark blue eyes filled with resentment looking at Luo Feng. The golden blade pierced right through its forehead, still using its charm. Luo Feng pondered, the first-level Bug Clan Mother Nest wasn't strong at all. It could barely deal with normal star level 9s. Killing everything and finishing the first tower's 7 levels, he was transported to the second tower. The shocking thing was, the opponents of the second tower were actually exactly the same as the first. The only difference was that their strengths had risen greatly. The same ferocious beast hairy blood mammoth in the second tower is much stronger than the first. Then the third tower, the fourth, how scary would they be? Also the back 5th, 6th and 7th. No wonder the virtual universe company has so much confidence that everyone would eventually die. Luo Feng was shocked. This training space was very difficult. The aim of the 7 towers and the numbers were all exactly the same. Only the strength of the creatures were different. First level, the ferocious beast hairy blood mammoth, a total of 10,000 of them. Second level, it was the demon 9-headed python, a total of 10,000 of them. The difference between the demons and ferocious beasts was the intellect. Just like the beasts on Earth, in truth they belonged to the demon race. Third level, the metallic life form tool Luo race warriors, 1,000 of them. Fourth level, was the universe mysterious being, flying monkey, 1,000 of them. They belonged to a special breed of the ferocious beasts. The fifth level, was the automaton race puppets, 100 of them. Sixth level, was the space beast Kang, 10 of them. The seventh level was the Bug Clan Mother Nest, just 1. The 7 towers were all arranged the same way. However, it was very obvious that the strength of the creatures in the 7 towers rose greatly with each tower. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.